So in these clips I'm cleaning up some old dolls. These are my sister's teen Courtneys from 1996. I washed 3 of the 4 of them because their hair was a little bit like bumpy underneath because they were all secondhand and not in the best condition when she got them. I think most of them were from 2016, so we've had them a while. And I also threw their pants in with some OxyClean. The other Courtney I got boxed as a teenager, so her hair looked fine. And this was because I was going to be reshooting a photo of them for Flickr because one of the girls got reunited with her original outfit. And of course they needed to be combed out before their boil wash. I didn't wash their bodies or faces because they looked fine, and just from the dish soap that I used to wash their hair running over their faces and bodies, that was all they needed. But a few days later after this, we were taking photos of my 60s and 70s Barbies to update my guide, and some of my superstars needed to actually be scrubbed because there was a little bit of like mildew in that container from when our hot water heater sort of mini flooded over the summer. There was just a lot of moisture in the air. And then I followed up with a boil wash and spent my time really combing the underside of their hair where there were little bumps. And the American girl I was cleaning up was my Disney Princess Tiana, who was new. I had rewards points saved up for her, and it was like $70 off, so I bought her. I have a haul video that'll be up by the point you're seeing this. And if you're confused as to why I'm washing a brand new American girl, it's because I went to take her hair out of the original high pony to put it in a low pony to go with her work dress. And it was really like frizzy and dry. It turns out she has beautiful textured hair like Addie, so it just needed to be conditioned, and it was so beautiful afterwards. I love this doll. She's gorgeous. We are trying to get stuff done here, and Andy and Oliver have randomly decided to come in here and bother us, and Oliver cannot be trusted by the dolls. Goodbye, Andy. He love bites. He rubs into them. He really likes their tool. Pretty Changes Barbie is right there. I'm kind of concerned. We're working on my 60s and 70s Barbie container for the new backdrop, and we also are doing the fashion packs and original outfits simultaneously for those 2 albums because so many dolls are wearing fashion packs anyways. So yeah, there's just stuff everywhere. The shoe bin, and there's like the hanger thing, poster board for outfits, poster board for flooring with dolls, my lamp, some rubbing alcohol. It's a slow going process, and because we had a hot water heater like mini flood over the summer, there definitely was more moisture in the air for a while, so these dolls had gotten a tad bit mildewy. Not like bad smelling or anything, but when they're older like this, their plastic is really conducive to getting little mildew spots, so I had to wipe everybody down really good. And I have some superstar Barbies over here who are gonna get full baths after. Do you want to dye yet, Colleen?
No. I mean, I really do mean it when I say that we won't be redoing this ever again.
She said that
several times over the years, so don't listen to me. I'm probably lying. She'll probably make me do this again in 2 years because she decided she wanted indigo instead of purple.
Yeah, I'm a perfectionist. Sadly, when we were going through my Christy, Kira, and Midge container, my WNBA Christie's leg snapped when we took her sneakers off because they have like really weird leg mechanisms so they can like quote-unquote shoot hoops. And just from age, this isn't a terribly uncommon thing. One of my WNBA Barbies came like broken already, so it wasn't a good like break. There was like a little sliver and then a bigger chunk that came off. So I used some epoxy glue. It's 2 parts. This is usually what I use because it's like a resin and it's a lot harder for it to come apart, whereas super glue and like really hot water tends to dissolve. So my issue was the leg was in a funny position and I couldn't get it to just naturally stick together. I had to use washi tape for the small piece, and then I was trying to figure out how to get the larger piece to stay in place. And then I had these like, they're kind of like forceps. They're some sort of fishing pliers that lock. And they're like hemostats, basically. I bought them for restringing one of Colleen's friends' 1950s, 1960s nun dolls 3 years ago. And I was like, I won't be able to lock them in place, but they hold the position really well. So you'll see the clip in a second where I used them to steady her leg, and that worked out really well, and it dried just fine. And Christy's in one piece, you'll be happy to know. And here I am making an OxiClean bath with a few scoops of OxiClean and warm water, and you'll see I'm adding in 2 of my Bratz Baby's ponies and 1 of my Bratz Baby's dolls who had gotten sticky from decay. I'll explain more about it in the next clip. I had to balance Roxy in a very weird position because naturally she wanted to flip over and face up, and obviously I needed her face down, and I had to turn the ponies every so often so both sides would be soaking in OxiClean. Of dolls that I need to dress. So if you watched my last episode of Dolly Diaries, then you'd remember that we are redoing all of my Flickr guide photos, and so every time we go through a container, of course there are dolls that need a little bit of maintenance. So we were in the Teresa container, so these are all some Teresa dolls, and then the clip I showed before where I was soaking dolls in OxiClean, this Roxy, she's Hair Flare Roxy, she's adorable. Her face was super goopy. And when dolls get sticky like that, it means they're in some form of like decay. It's the plasticizer leaching out. And regular soap and water just does not remove it. So you can see in this close-up, her face is completely like matte now. It's not remotely sticky, which is really good because she was just looking so shiny. So I'm going to, and her hair's still really shiny. It's not wet, it's just where the gel is. I'm going to reshoot her photos, and all of theirs. Anytime I take, like, my dolls out and I bathe them or something, if, like, all of the dolls in said photo have been redone, then I'll reshoot the photo. Even though I just took those pictures. Why not? So, yeah. Soaking in OxiClean takes care of that. I'm really glad I figured out that hack. I just kind of tried it one day, and it worked, and so if you get dolls that are boxed that are really sticky, you can do it on their accessories. It works on their sticky hair, whether it's glue seepage or decay. And that plasticizer leaching out is actually toxic, so you don't want to like leave them sticky if you can avoid it. I mean, obviously if they're on a shelf, it's not like they're gonna kill you, but if you're like handling them constantly, that's not good. You can get like, you know, some chemicals in you. So I just soaked her in this old ice bucket with some OxiClean. I used to love the dollar store OxiClean, like their oxygen-based cleaner, but I don't know, past few times I tried it, it did not work. And then I did 2 of my ponies. So we have Sachet and Bonita. Celeste was fine back there, but they had gotten, like, their bodies were super sticky, not their heads, and I had noticed it on her not long after I got her, but I've had Sachet since 2011. She's really special. My dad got her for me at a yard sale, and there was always this joke where I'd say to my dad, "What does the Bratz babies need?" And he'd be like, "What?" And I'd be like, "A pony!" For some reason, he thought that was funny. So she's really special to me. And I was really devastated when I found out she was sticky, and I had just been meaning to soak them in OxiClean, but, you know, I'm not like constantly picking them up. So when I was redoing my photos here, like I did my little angels and I did my babies too. So they're all clean and they're freshly laid out. But you can see as you get to the lower shelves, Oliver likes to butt up against my kids. So I'm probably going to work on them sometime next week by myself. I'm using the bigger containers for help with Colleen and then these smaller categories. But I'm really glad. It's a nice hack. Just need some OxyClean, oxygen-based cleaner, doesn't matter the brand. People always ask me if they live in other countries. Just type in oxygen-based cleaner in whatever country you live in. Guaranteed there's some sort of dupe for it. It just has peroxide in it. That's why it foams. That's why it's called like oxy whatever, because of the peroxide. And I'm also waiting for a video to save. I'm really cutting it close. Usually I try to have a video up on Fridays. But life's been crazy lately and super stressful, and I just did not feel like filming the last couple parts for my dollhouse makeover video. But it's saving now, and once it's done saving, I can upload it. And then these are for my dress doll. This was like the jewelry I originally made to go with her meet outfit, but I'm taking it apart because I made her some new stuff, and I'll just reuse these components for other things later. I'd show you the new stuff, but she's not wearing the outfit anymore. She's in her pajamas. This is so helpful. Look who's on my lap while I'm trying to edit photos of my dolls. It's because I picked him up. Colleen is working on setting up clothing photos for, we're in the Barbie Friends A decay bin. And you can see there's like people over here waiting. And Oliver is not trustworthy, as we've established. He grabbed poor Pearl Beach Teresa's head with his teeth last weekend, which is a big no. Well, you're being so cute, but you're not helpful. No. You're getting your dander all over me. Yeah. I love you too. But this is too much. Oh my goodness. This is too much, Bonnie. Come on. Come back. In this clip, I am adding straps to a Mycene Bling Bling Spa Delancey swimsuit top. So I've had Delancey since 2014. She was one of the few dolls in a lot I bought at the flea market who did have cut hair but was salvageable. Most of the others were body donors. They had horrible haircuts. Anyways, so she did have her original outfit, but the strings were, I don't know if they had been cut or broken off halfway, and you could never, there wasn't enough length to tie them in back of her. So I decided I was fed up with it. I was tired of her showing her boobies all the time. So I just added some ribbon. I cut it so it was kind of extra long. Made sure to measure both pieces of ribbon so they were the same size. I melted the edges so they wouldn't fray using a candle. And then I sewed them on, and now I can tie them behind her neck and then kind of just tuck them in the back of the swimsuit, and it worked out so much better. So Colleen just finished setting up this picture for me, and I took the photo with my camera, and this is sort of like what you would call a collaborative effort, because this is a thumbnail for one of my Dolly Designs videos where I attempted and failed at making a doll dress kit from Amazon, and I ended up making my own things, which you can see some of the dolls are wearing. And I had this vision because it's like about handmade stuff rather than just having the dolls lined up. I thought it'd be more interesting to incorporate them into a scene, and I thought what better way than to have Isabel, who is like our resident seamstress for American Girls, be the one who's like quote-unquote sewing stuff for my dollies. And I mean, Krista also sews, but I wanted to use Isabel. She also
I thought about adding Krista, honestly, but because some of these dolls are awkward to stand, I decided to keep it simpler.
Yeah, so I don't actually have any of Isabel's sewing supplies, but I have some of Addie's accessories from one of her limited edition outfits, and then we have like some Our Generation laundry room accessories, which came in handy. I think it came out super cute. Oh, and this is one of the floors I made that is reversible. The other side has orange tile. I used paint markers. It's not perfect when you look at it up close, but in a photo you can't tell. So I think it came out really cute, and it's fun how like these random things in our collection, like Felicity's like washstand and Molly's suitcase, can all like tie in together for one photo.
So this is the thumbnail for, I believe, this episode of Dolly Diaries. I have been wanting to take this picture since before we even had Tiana. I thought since we got this kitchen around my birthday back in February that it would be really fun to like use this counter space and have Grace like doing some baking in her baking outfit. And Shelly and I were like, oh, well, she'll need a friend to bake. So we kind of thought, oh, Joy Naomi can join her, because Joy Naomi was one of Shelly's newest dolls at the time, which she still is, it's just we've gotten several cents. But then we got Tiana, and I was like, oh, well, Tiana comes with these fabulous beignets. But we should do like Grace and Tiana's little cooking thing. And I'm like, but if I fit a third doll in there, I don't want to leave Joy Naomi out. So this set is actually called Cooking Show or Baking Vlog, and I thought, well, Joy Naomi can be their videographer. And I like how this outfit, which is the Orange You Glad It's Summer outfit that we got on Shelly's Covey doll, matches the hand towel from the Cooking Show playset. This is the new Sweets themed backdrop Shelly made when ours was destroyed. I could not be happier with it. I mean, look, there's a unicorn ice cream right there. Could not be happier with it, so I'm not sorry that the other one, which was cute but less cute, got ruined. And this is the new orange tile floor Shelly made. The reverse side of this is blue. I thought the orange would be really cool with this set. I got really carried away. I filled up the counter. That is kinetic sand that comes with some of our LOL dolls. I put as much as I could on the counter, put as much as I could up here. Some of this goes to this My Life kitchen appliance set that I got. Also for my birthday that Shelly surprised me with. Macarons from American Girl Time for a Party set, and I got real carried away. I put the brownies from our cooler and the cookies from our Welly Wisher set in the oven. And I filled the fridge. I even put carrots in the bottom thing that you're not even going to be able to see, because when you close this, you can't really see the carrots, but it's still so cute. I had a blast with this. I'm actually sorry it's over so soon. And I'm just thinking about like when Shelly and I grew up, we had like multiple Barbie kitchens in use at once, and the like flat tops of the stoves were perfect to like clutter up with kitchen appliances. I have all these great kitchen appliances for American Girl that I got with the set that the blueberries and strawberries and some of the other stuff came from. Some great appliances, but these shelves are very narrow. Only place I could use was the fridge, and I wanted like more baking stuff out than like making coffee and the air fryer. But believe me, I was tempted.
Andy is mad at me. Aren't you? Are you mad at me? Huh? I kicked him off the bed. Him and Oliver. Oh, are you gonna go on Mom's bed? Okay. I got a new mattress topper. It's, I know, it's like a plastic bed covering. I didn't know waterproof meant plastic, but it's like one of those cooling toppers, because back in October I finally got myself a new mattress. Like, I had been using a 20-something-year-old mattress. It was like on my bunk bed when I was 4, okay? So, but I don't thrash around when I sleep, so it took years for it to wear out, but it was finally really bothering me. So I bought a memory foam one because it would be easier to get rid of, because I cut out my old one so I didn't have to pay to get rid of it. I didn't realize when I bought it that I should get one with the cooling topper. I'm a cold person, so I just thought, I don't need a cooling topper. But, word of the wise, if you've never had a memory foam mattress, just get it with the cooling gel or something, because it, like, holds in your heat, and I had to, like, rearrange all of my blankets because usually that's my dad's old tiger blanket. This blanket is like 40 years old. It's seen better days. This used to be my base blanket because it's nice and warm, but it makes you sweat in combination with the memory foam. So even after I rearranged all my blankets and like didn't sleep with hoodies and stuff, I would still get sweaty sometimes, like, you know, maybe like a week or two out of the month. So it just wasn't worth it, and summer's coming up, so I didn't want to be sweating. So I ordered it off Amazon. It was like on sale. It was $25. It's just a little 2-inch topper because the mattress is fine. It's just, it gets too hot. So I ordered that, and then I got a Bratz Tiana doll. Like, I don't have enough Bratz because she was on sale, and so it got me free shipping. But yeah, the cats are mad because I kicked them off my bed to put the topper on, and I have my bedding in the wash again because I had just washed it and then I got sweaty, and obviously since I have the bed apart anyways, we're gonna wash it. I hate it, like, when bedding is gross like that. Are you mad at me too? Are you mad at me too, Barbie? Oh, I know. Mom is so mean taking you off the bed. She's so mean. I know. You were napping. You were having a power nap. You've been there all day. Oh my goodness. This is me picking up after we filmed a haul video. This was like 6:30 at night after Colleen had gotten home from work, and we filmed this before she took a shower and we had dinner. We had gotten this package from American Girl. We filmed the video, and I was getting all of this stuff together so I could, when I had time the next day after work, I could like photograph them on the dolls and off the dolls and make earrings and stuff to go with them. So I thought I'd include this clip because a lot of people compliment me sometimes on how organized I am and how quickly I can like process dolls and how I keep up with that. So one of my like main tips is deal with something when you get it. I know it sucks when you've had a long day and you've been at work and like you get mail and you just want to throw it on the table. The mail, that is like one of the biggest things people have a problem with. Like, I go over other people's houses, they have like tables covered in mail, and my dad used to be like that. So what I do is when I get home, even if I'm sweaty and smelly from shoveling poo at the farm, I just take the junk mail, recycle it, take the bills, file them, and I do the same thing with my dolls, and that way I don't have like tons of backup. Now obviously I couldn't photograph all of the stuff that day or make earrings in that moment, but what I did is I broke down all the boxes for recycling. I put all the tissue paper aside because that's great for lighting the wood stove, so even though I'm pretty much done lighting the wood stove for the year, it'll be good for next year. I saved some of the pamphlets that came with these outfits for crafting, and I made piles of everything on the table. I got Ziplocs ready and put the outfits, even like the plastic stuff I don't store with the outfits, in the bags just so that the next day nothing would be all jumbled on my desk. And I would make the labels the next day, and I would, like I said, take all my pictures and stuff. And that's how I keep up with it. I do it as soon as I can. I try not to let things build up. With anything, like if I put groceries away, if I have mail, if like, you know, when my sister comes home from the holidays and she has like a billion gifts from coworkers, like we deal with it right then and there. And it's annoying in the moment, but saves you so much time.
So today, after I finished taking a video thumbnail of some new American Girl clothes we got, I decided, since we had a little time before lunch, to do the Girl of the Years in their jammies, which I'm meaning to retake. Now, this isn't all of them, as you can see, because Gabby and Corinne and Cubby, some of the girls that are pretty prominent on the channel, aren't in this photo. We decided to break them into parts. When I originally took this photo, it was around like the end of 2020, beginning of 2021, before Shelly got Gabby. And I decided at that point to get them because the doll Shelly most wanted at the time was Gabriella. But Shelly had actually passed up a Gabriella who she actually ended up still being available months later. And Shelly did end up buying that very Gabriella. And I thought, oh, well, Shelly's not buying that particular Gabriella who's like perfect in every way. She's got this great story. She comes in this great bundle deal. If Shelly passed up that Gabriella, Shelly's not going to get Gabriella anytime soon. So I had taken the photo. Then a couple months later, Shelly got Gabriella. So I retook the photo. But it was jam-packed. So that was well before we had Krissa and Kanani and Sage. The other girls were already here. Actually, I think Lainey was the newest at the time we took the first before I retook it because of Gabby. So I like this backdrop. This is the one that I used last time because it has a lot of jewel tones and blues, and most of their jammies are in that like color palette with the cool tones. And there's a lot of nature, like Jess and Lainey and Leah's pajamas, which we actually had Leah's pajamas but not Leah when I took the other photo. So we decided, well, we like the backdrop, we'll still use the backdrop, but we'll split it into two parts. So Grace to Covey will be in part 2. But yeah, they have a lot of handmade bling. Shelly actually trimmed up Jess's necklace recently. I don't know if she showed it in one of our other videos or not, but Shelly trimmed that up. Just made the chain a lot shorter because it hung down like here before. It looked a little weird. They're all wearing homemade earrings, and in the case of Jess, handmade hair accessory, and they all have their little name bracelets on. Jess is clearly one of Shelly's very favorites because she has, in addition to the homemade earrings like everybody else, she got the homemade hair clip, which just actually came with one of our Sharpay dolls, I think, and Shelly put it on a clip. The necklace, the ankle bracelet. Jess is seriously bedecked. But yeah, these are all some of Shelly's favorite dolls. Shelly loves all these girls very, very much. And here we have part 2 of the Girl of the Year pajamas. As I said before, Gabby was the last, like the newest girl we had last time I did this. It wasn't really that long after that we got Corinne, Gwen, and Kira, or even Covey, because we didn't get Gabby until 2021. Just because even though we loved her, we were broke at the time when she was out. Yeah, Grace is actually, even though she wound up in part 2, Shelly's had Grace after Marisol and Isabel longer than any of her other Girl of the Years, which is really cool. And again, you can see a lot of handmade bling, the name bracelets. You can't see Corinne's and Kara's too well because Covey's too well because of where Gwen had to stand, but yeah, it's really cute. Shelly even made one for Gwen. She's currently our only welly sized doll to have it because Shelly could barely fit the right beads to spell her name on the bracelet. Willa's could probably fit on a name bracelet, but like everybody else's would be too long. So Kendall and Emerson and Camille, whose names are too long.
So I came to the delightful, and I mean this very sarcastically, realization that the guinea pigs have ringworm, which is a type of fungal infection. I noticed Delilah was itching a lot. You can kind of see like the spot on her back. And you know, she's always been itchy since we got her almost a year ago. And I just thought, you know, maybe she just likes to pick at herself. And we don't hold her a whole lot. Like, I pet her all the time. I don't pick her up and like hold her often because she basically has, I think, like some form of PTSD from being dropped so much when she was a baby and having all of her back legs and stuff broken. So, you know, I don't pick her up and handle her all the time. I'm always very gentle with her. But we first noticed a little scabby thing on Poppy, and I didn't think a whole lot of it because that happens sometimes. But then I noticed Penelope had a little scabby thing on her nose. So I'm like, okay, something's going on. Yeah, see, she's itching. They have ringworm. This isn't the first time this has happened. That happened not long after we got Winnie and Poppy. They infected our home, but ironically didn't have any symptoms of itself. So what you can use for ringworm is I just buy like the people version. This is what I used last time and it cleared it up perfectly. And I just apply it with like a fresh Q-tip every time. I take like the Q-tip and I like apply it there. I won't like reload onto the same end of the Q-tip because I don't want transfer and they each get their own. Dorothy is fine. And Poppy and Penelope only have like a spot each, but Delilah's whole belly is like, not whole belly, but she's a pretty big patch on her belly that's like missing some fur.
Oh.
I know. It was just a tiny scab yesterday, but she picked at it. So that's what happened.
Poor baby.
And I use the cream, not the liquid, because that stuff's like, you don't want to use that. It's like burny. Come on, Penelope. She's going to squeal a little bit because this hurts. She had it a long time ago when Winnie and Poppy brought it, but it was on her belly. She only has it in her fur. It looks really bad though. That's what I noticed. She had like, her fur was all sitting weird. Yeah. But as long as you catch it right away. Okay, get to Poppy. Putting up the covers. So, Poppy's spot.
Poppy's spot actually doesn't look bad.
No, it's actually really improved. I only had Neosporin to use on it until I could get some today. So I found it last night. And we went to Walmart this morning, so.
You mean the girl, Poppy?
She's really good. Now, Delilah is not gonna be nice for me, and I don't blame her because she has it in several spots. Oh, she was letting me pick her up though.
Hey, sweet girl. Big girl.
Okay. Oh, you're all damp underneath.
Hey, you big girl.
Okay, so first we'll do her.
Yeah, it doesn't look nearly as bad as Penelope's.
Yeah, but Penelope, it was because
It was because she was digging at it.
the scab.
You
yeah.
all right? Good girl.
Delilah, God, you're stinky. Put a considerable amount, girl. You're all wet underneath, darling. Yeah, look how bad that is. Just got like that. She doesn't like it. She's gonna bite me. No.
She's just trying to take care of you, make you feel better, girl. How long did it take last time for Penelope's to clear up? I can't remember.
I think I used it for, like, forget how long. Like, I read up on the
amount of
I
time.
think it was like a month I kept applying it or something.
Even after it cleared up.
Come on, Delilah.
Make sure it was eradicated.
Come on.
Because it's like athlete's foot, you want to like make sure it really goes away.
Yeah. Look, you got it on the carpet. You're all wet. Like, no wonder why
Mess.
you have it so bad because you're... Now, I need to apply more because you keep moving. So this is...
Hey, Miss Mess, come back.
This is she was not all wet like this morning. She must have just peed and sat in it.
No, really?
Oh, God.
Guinea pigs do that. You're so dirty, love.
Oh my God, it's not my hair. Okay.
It's okay, now you won't have hair fungus.
This is like...
Yeah, hers isn't all red and inflamed. It's
No,
like,
it's just
it looks
bald.
the way it like, yeah, like it's missing some hair on it.
I don't see it. Like, I checked the rest of her tummy, which seems okay.
You poor baby. Dirty big baby.
I was trying to put eye drops, and Roxy had a pink eye. It was fun.
Davey, anyone who doesn't have it. We keep checking Dorothy to make sure she doesn't get it.
I checked their whole bodies and stuff.
Here we go. Oh, that was nice. Just ran away from me.
Look who's outside for the first time. Look who's outside. So yes, Penelope's nose is still healing. But I gave all the girls a bath because of the whole ringworm thing. And it was like a nice day out. It's like 70 degrees, but it's not really that sunny. In fact, this is the first time all day that the sun's really made an appearance, but I have my like, it's actually a windshield cover, but it doesn't fit on my Jeep. So I use it to like help keep the heat out. But they have 4 cages they could be in, but you know, obviously they're not smart enough to figure it out. Poppy could move through 3, but they're kind of nervous, and there's a lot of road work going on today. They resumed the stuff that they had been doing in the fall. So, yeah, they have like all these loud machines, like a street sweeper and then a paver and trucks and all those noises that go along with it. So they're a little bit more comfortable now that I'm sitting out here with it. Isn't that right? Hello, and they got their water bottle. And obviously all the lids are on. Because of how this pokes out, this little portion isn't closed, but they're having a good time. Isn't that right? We all got our baths. We all got our baths. We're not smelly no more. This is such a problem. Oliver loves my 90s Barbies. Like, he knew the second they came in here, and he's rubbing up against them, and I'm afraid it's gonna turn nasty, and there's gonna be love bites. These are very old dolls, Oliver. You be nice. You be nice. If I see any teeth of any kind make any contact with any of my dolls, you're out of here. Look at him. You'd think there's catnip. Like, the way he's loving them.
Barbies. When we watch that Karate Hand.
I know, like, and I'm trying to take pictures. Come on. Find something else to do.
Be nice.
Come on. This is too much.
She's getting violated over here. She does not like that.
There's cat hair all over my dolls.
Right before you take the pictures, too.
And he's getting really excited about it. In this clip, I am repairing Magic Attic Club shoes for my sister. She has a bunch of these for her Megan doll, and they are really cheaply made. This is like a common problem with Magic Attic Club sneakers. The way they're constructed is really poor, and so especially with age, the like bottoms separate, and so I had to glue them down. And even after I put the glue on, it didn't hold the bands in place, so you can see I have some sewing pins in the background. I actually had to stick sewing pins through the two layers to hold it together because like I couldn't use binder clips or anything like I normally would, but the fix worked and they weren't falling apart anymore after this. The cats love coming out on the addition during this time of year. When the summer it gets too hot because there's like windows all around. They've been hanging out here, and now that they're older and not quite as mischievous, I can actually leave the sliding door open so they can come out on the deck. Yeah, they like to hang out here. Something sad is taking place. I am putting away some of my Bratz dolls, and you can see here, because they have painted shoes, and I don't want to take all their shoes off because I wouldn't have the space to store them, and I want them to all have their feet, because it'd be weird and cruel to store them without their feet. I'm using these pouches, these organza pouches. I have a billion of them. I was using them for silica in all my doll stuff, but the silica didn't really do anything. So I have a bunch of these leftover pouches, and I'm just putting them over their shoes so the paint doesn't like stick. But I am putting them away. The room is a little chaotic right now because I have some of my drawers and containers from downstairs to help me, because I also am in the middle of my Flickr photo project, and you can see here that like all of these dolls, it doesn't even look like I took anyone off display really. But trust me, I have. You can see in here they're a few layers deep. And before I close out this video, I wanted to give a few little pet updates because there were some things that happened in this video. So, our hamster Peanut passed away in February. He was 2, which is old for his breed of hamster. We had him just shy of 2 years, but he had been given to us from one of Colleen's friends who didn't want him anymore, so he was already a few months old when we got him. He was just old, and he had gotten all gray. And even though he was still like very energetic and stuff, I could tell the day before it happened, because he usually would like sleep during the day and maybe periodically come out, but he stayed out the whole day and did his favorite things, which is run on his wheel and beg for mealworms. And so I thought that was strange, and I think it was his like last hurrah. I found him the next day when I went to clean him out. He had passed away. So that was sad. So we don't have a hamster anymore. Currently the hamster space is empty. But the guinea pig's ringworm has cleared up nicely. So you can see like Penelope here. Her fur is growing back really well on her nose. It's a little bit damp looking just from the medication. I'm only medicating them once a day now. And Dorothy never got it. Delilah still has, you can kind of see on her back here, I think she has dry skin, and that's why she was itching before, like well before she had the ringworm. So it's like her hair is growing back on her belly and on her side, but because she always chews in her back, it's growing back. But I'm also applying coconut oil now to like help moisturize it, because that's safe for guinea pigs, and it supposedly has antifungal properties. She does not like being medicated. She is a real diva and tries to bite me, but I don't blame her. And then Poppy. You're not going to be able to see on Poppy, but her side, it was... Where's your little... It's on the side. You can see on this side she had a little spot, and that has all cleared up for the most part. The fur is growing back nicely. So yes, they're fine. Like, treated them. I did switch creams. The Turbofine works the best, so like the Lamisil knockoff, I bought the Walmart brand. That worked better than the first stuff I bought. And the chinchillas are doing good too. I know you didn't see much of them, but they're doing good. Say hello, Clyde. Say hello, Napoleon. Hello. We're happy and healthy, and we didn't get ringworm. I think it must have come from the hay, because there's bunnies in the barn network that nest in the hay during the winter, and I'm guessing that's where it came from, because they actually like avoided the hay I kept putting in their feeder for a while. Like, they knew something was weird with it, so I think that's what happened. Hello, Mr. Handsome. Tell YouTube you love them. May I have a pet? Yeah, you old man. And the cats are, oh, he knows when I turn on the camera. The cats are doing good. Andy's been shaved for the summer. I do need to do another pass with the clippers, but it was supposed to get hot yesterday, so I shaved him, because I didn't last summer. And he seemed fine, just kind of hot and uncomfortable. But then we got some really, really disgustingly hot days in September, and he likes to sit behind the toilet tank when that happens to cool off, and his fur got all disgusting, and I had to shave him in September, and I don't want to shave him that late in the year because it gets cold. So he's all shaved. I got to do another pass, but he actually really likes it. He got excited when the clippers came out. He doesn't like, though, when I do his like flanks and his belly, because he's sensitive. He has arthritis in his back leg, so he's kind of sensitive. But yeah, he's all shaved now. So I'll explain why this is happening. Obviously I love my brats, and I'm very sad to have to put some away. I don't have room for like another doll shelf somewhere, and even if I could like finagle one in somewhere in my room or the studio, there's already so many dolls on display that, you know, it's like a lot of upkeep and cleaning and making sure they're organized all the time, so I don't want any more like shelves. This is like max capacity here. But I don't have room on my shelves for like a lot of growth, and I knew this day would come because it happened with my Disney dolls. It hasn't yet happened with my Moxie girls or my LOLs, but I knew it would happen because I love Bratz dolls, and I'm actually surprised it's taken this long, because my collection's been large for many years, and actually I feel like I haven't added a whole lot of dolls to my collection since I started my channel, actually, because I feel like most of my luck in finding Bratz happened the first couple years I was collecting, and also that's when they were still in stores regularly. So like after 2015, Bratz dolls just like really weren't in stores, and when they did have a few like releases in 2016, they weren't stocked anywhere in my area, so I wasn't able to buy new ones, and I wasn't really interested in buying them on eBay because the prices can be kind of stupid. There hasn't really been like anything in stores for me to buy up until like 2022, and then I wasn't finding them at the flea markets because the like time frame for Bratz to be like in a high quantity at the flea market has passed, because of like usually there's like a certain dolls from certain time frames that you find, and it's usually within like the past 10 years, and because Bratz dolls weren't selling as well towards like their later years, like in 2010 and stuff, and then they weren't in stores at all after like 2015, 2016, there really hasn't been enough of them at the flea markets, and the ones I do see are usually ones I have are too expensive and I don't see them often. So all this to say, my collection really hasn't grown much. But with the Bratz coming back and MGA doing reissues and also like brand new releases, I have been getting dolls here and there. I haven't bought like a ton of them in a go, but like obviously I've waited for sales, I've used gift cards, if I needed something to qualify for free shipping, like I've been stocking them. That may not be apparent in like what I'm showing on my channel, but I stock Bratz like pretty much every day on like Amazon and Walmart and like price compare and all that. So it's gotten to the point where there are these like new lines like Cult Gaia, Mola Lola. I don't have like room to put them on my display where I would want. Like I could shove them somewhere, but I like my dolls to be organized and there to be a flow, and I want a whole like section for my collector dolls with my Hayden Williams ones from 2018, and I just can't do that. And then I have like some of the like reissues, like Campfire Felicia for instance. I didn't really have room to put her in nicely with my winter themed dolls. Same with my punks. That section got like really overcrowded recently because I got a couple of those reissues. So I feel like I can't really appreciate the new dolls that I'm adding, and that extends to like flea market ones too, because I got some duplicates and a few new ones that I didn't previously have at the flea market last summer in the Crazy for Bratz Kids lot, and they're so packed in there that I don't know them quite as well. Like, I know them when I look at them. Like, I know that Strut Jade over there is from the Crazy for Bratz Kids lot, but I'd like to be able to see them better. So right now I'm putting away like duplicated dolls that aren't serving like a purpose. Like, if they're modeling the other outfit, then that's fine, but like if they're just a duplicated doll, some of them are just like wearing random clothes that look cute on them. Some are wearing like the same fashion pack. Some are like imposters. They're like I have a sports Tiana that's in my treasures section wearing one of Treasures Sasha's outfits. So I'm just like thinning them out so I can put my new dolls in, and if I get them I don't have to like rearrange my whole shelf, and it just will look nicer and it'll be a little bit easier to maintain. So I'm sad about it because I love my Bratz dolls. And there are going to be some sentimental ones, like my first World Twins Nevaeh. She's not going anywhere. She is going to stay right up here because she's like what started it all. So she's going to stay up here. And I have like some childhood dolls, like my childhood stylet Yasmin is not modeling her original outfit. She's wearing a fashion pack and I'm keeping her out. Yeah, so some of them have to get put away, and I am going to rotate who's on my display too. I do this with my Disney dolls, and this is like a good tip if you don't have a lot of display space and you can't have like all your dolls out in one go, or maybe you just have a really large collection like I do. If you can't fit them all on display, or maybe they're just like overcrowded and they're not looking as nice, or they're too hard for you to maintain, but you feel bad putting dolls away in storage, you can like give them rotations, and that's what I do. I sometimes have more Disney dolls out on display, and then sometimes I'll get tired of that and I'll like put more away. Sometimes I'll get like a new duplicate from the flea market and I'll put her out and put my old one away. So they'll still get loved, and it'll also be easier when Colleen needs them for photos because she won't have to like ransack my shelves and mess everything up, especially when they're overcrowded like this. Because I have like my third Pretty in Punk, Chloe. She plays me a lot in photos and stuff. And she's just wearing a stylet outfit anyways, so she is going to be in that container, so if Colleen needs her, she can just grab her out of the container instead of the top shelf, which is hard for her to reach. So that's what I'm doing. And it's taking longer. I can't just like pick the dolls and put them away because they're all wearing clothes and I need to photograph them. I need to photograph the dolls and the faces and their earrings I made and the clothing, and a lot of them are wearing pieces to each other, and sometimes there's even like a specific article of jewelry. Like, yes, there are sometimes very special earrings that I only have one of, and I have to figure out who they went to. Like, I have Girls Night Out Chloe's clothes. I don't have the doll, but I have like all of her clothes, and there's a pair of very distinctive light blue hoops that I was like, I know I use these, who did I put them on? And they're on my sleepover Yasmin. And I had to like take those off of her, and you know, so I don't want to like put dolls away and then have to dig them back out for photos, so this is making it take longer. Colleen and I are going to do like all the Bratz together when she's on summer vacation, but it'll make it a little easier when we do get there, because I'll have already done some things. And I do have like a lot of, like this bag is all 2002 Strut Yasmin clothes. I have like 5 or 6 pieces of some of these clothes because I have a lot of the dolls. And I didn't even have to undress any of my dolls. I just grabbed the shoes off of them after I photographed them together because I don't have my shoe thing up here, but I have loads of duplicated shoes. So that's making it easier too, that I already have like a bunch of clothes. Or, oh, first edition Chloe. 2001 Chloe is not rare, guys. See this? This is all Chloe's clothes. I have, I don't know, at least 6 pairs of her jeans in here. And I haven't gone out of my way to buy most of my Chloe's or that stuff. She's just a very good seller. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to close out this episode of Dolly Diaries because I feel like it's kind of long and I started it a while ago. I'll just start another one. I'm sorry that there's a lot of like us working on this photo project. It's just honestly like what I'm doing right now. And I'm like making separate collective haul videos and like Dolly Designs, which is like my arts and crafts videos. So that's why there's not a lot of that going on in my Dolly Diaries as of late. I'm sure we'll be doing other things too, so you'll see more of that hopefully in the future episode. So until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.